the Impossible page.
74, it looks like.
All right, we're going.
Oh, we're live.
We're live.
Hey! Welcome everyone to the I Am Possible podcast episode. This is kind of the TV version on our page, and we are following through from last week's episode about the art of the low ticket funnel, and we defined what the front end micro element should be and why it works so well. Today's episode, oh my goodness, we have our entire I Am Possible marketing team, and say it with me.
I am
possible.
possible. You're so sick. We gotta figure that one out.
I am possible. I am powerful. Listen, we are here to also be a beacon of hope and protect your positivity. That's why we just want to share everything that we do in our business, our clients' business, that produce not just like $1,000 of sales, but we're talking $10,000, $100,000. And yes, using these low ticket offer funnels, even $1 million in sales. So today's episode, we are in the throes of launching a brand new low ticket funnel, which we lovingly call the micro offer magic funnel. And I thought we would all share what we're doing with testing and tweaking, because a lot of people, when they start trying to offer their courses or services online, they give up when they might very well be on the 80th or 90th yard line and only 10 yards away from a touchdown. So why don't I maybe just let the whole group here take it away. Ashley, do you want to talk a little bit about how many days have we been in this funnel live, and how do you see it going now? And then Mia, talk about testing and tweaking.
Sure. So we started running ads about 6 days ago. So we're just at about a week with ads running. We started with what I would say an appropriate size budget of about $300 per day last week, and tested out to a few of the warm and cold audiences. We had some great response within the first few days. We had, I believe it was like a 5 to 6% landing page conversion. We had our order bump converting. Actually, within the first day, we decided to change our order bump name, which Mia can talk about in a little bit too, and how we made a quick change there. Our order bump is converting great. The second step of our funnel, the 5-figure funnels, is converting at about 25%, and we had projected out about 10%.
Hey,
so
Ashley,
amazing. What was that?
This is amazing. And I just want one thing, in case someone listening right now is new to this whole online marketing thing. What does that mean, like a 5 or 6% conversion? Can you just define a little bit for every 100 people that visit?
Sure. Yeah. So when we're looking at driving traffic directly to a sales page, it's a little bit different than running traffic from lead to sales, like later in the funnel through a webinar or through whatever it is. So a sales page conversion at this price product, we're looking anywhere between 4 and I would say 6%. So that means for every 100 people that are going to your sales page, you would expect anywhere between 4 and 6 sales coming out of those visitors to the page. All right. So then after that is where all the other percentages come in. So like for every 4 sales, we would want 50%. So 2 sales of our order bump. And then 25% of those. So for every 4 sales, 1 sale of our second offer, right? So, and there's more detail on this actually covered within the course itself, because it is a little bit complicated. There's lots of math involved in projecting everything out.
But basically what's cool about it though, in a nutshell, is that a lot of people think, well, why would on earth would I want to sell a micro offer or low ticket thing that's less than like $50? My customer's only going to pay me like $37 or $27. Say what? Well, the reason why is because when you just walk through the conversions, someone will buy then the second thing you offer them, kind of like, would you like fries with that, to the McDonald's kind of standby. And so all of a sudden you go from making $27 in your front offer to someone who comes to your website to now all of a sudden maybe your average order value is like $70. It's pretty amazing, right?
Yeah, exactly. So our first layer of product is $27 now, which we can actually talk about. We did take the price down from where we initially started it, which was an optimization in the first week. But so our first product is $27, but our actual cart value is at $65 right now. So that means for a $27 product, we're actually making an extra $40 average cart for every purchase that we have, which allows us. Yeah, amazing. So that's where all the little pieces add up together throughout the micro. It's a bunch of little micro offers that make one big product itself.
Yeah. And what I love about that is because, like, especially if you choose to use paid traffic to get more eyeballs on your service or offering, what that basically means is that you can kind of break even or make money on this type of funnel to build your customer list, which then builds up your long-term lifetime value of your customers. So if in a month from now we sell something for 400 or 1,000 or 2,000 or 10,000, we're in the ability to make those even bigger sales in a very short period of time. So it's a wonderful way to build your brand and increase your authority and exposure online and have profits. Yeah.
Well, you're literally filling your email list with qualified purchasers right out the gate, which is a huge benefit of the micro offer.
Yeah, for sure. Even more so, you're billing because of the structure, the way that the micro offer funnel is structured on the very front end, we use a 2-step order form. So all the people who abandon cart also get added to your list. So I always say that I believe they're more of a qualified lead than somebody who were to download a free PDF or ebook or something like that for free, because they at least expressed 50% interest in buying something from you. Something stopped them for whatever reason, but they at least expressed 50% interest in buying something from you. So the intent was there, and you could potentially recover them with like retargeting email sequence or an abandoned cart sequence, or you can then provide value for them. So podcasts, blogs, any of your free resources, because they're already on your list, you can give them all the free things to nurture them, and they may be more likely to buy from you down the line, as opposed to somebody who just downloaded a free PDF from you.
Yeah.
And that's so powerful. And that's, I forgot to say, this podcast episode is actually sponsored by microoffermagic.com. So if you're just watching this for the first time, don't know who we are, please go check out microoffermagic.com so you can kind of watch and participate in that journey of a low ticket funnel or micro offer funnel that's responsible for, us building businesses for ourselves and our clients to the tune of like crazy numbers. I won't even say the numbers, so some people might think they're not believable. So let's get back to testing and tweaking. Mia, what have you seen? Maybe talk about the order bump decision to change the name, why, or any other things that you've seen powerfully on the A/B split testing, even of things we changed to the very thing the person sees in the first 10 seconds they visit the sales page.
Yeah. So there's a couple elements that we have in play. We have the front end offer, which is the micro offer magic. And we initially started that at $37. We also have the order bump, which originally we called it Instant Impact Apps and Tools. We were selling it for $19, and I think the first tweak we made to this funnel, because that wasn't selling as well, or the percentage wasn't as high. So we changed the name of it to Social Impact Apps and Tools, because that's actually what it was, is how to get more visible on social media. And we were sharing the apps and tools that we use and love to get more visible in half the time. So we initially changed that, and that increased the conversion rate on our order bump. And I think the reason that it did that is because it actually told you what you were buying, right? Yeah. As opposed to Instant Impact. The Social Impact is actually telling you like, this is for social media. So I think that changed that conversion rate. So that's the first lesson. And don't get attached to what you name your product, because you may end up changing it. Also, if you create a logo, a product logo for it, make sure you save the PSD file so you can change the name. So don't get attached to the names of your products, and don't get attached to the price either. So I think the next change that we made was reducing the price on Micro Offer Magic, because it was converting, but not at the percentage rate that we were hoping for. So we lowered the price by $10, and then we did a split test of headlines. So the first split test that we did was we added a testimonial at the top to one page, right? So we let that run for a couple days, and the page with the testimonial at the top, I think converted at like 1 or 2 percentage points higher. So we declared that one a winner.
Which
The
is a lot,
next,
by the way. 1 or 2% sounds low, but like that's a huge difference in performance for
yeah,
a sales
yeah.
page.
yeah, 1 or 2% could mean the difference of thousands of dollars over time.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're, even though it's like, oh, well, that's converting at 4% and this one's converting at 5%. And you think, well, that's just a minor difference, but it's not, it's huge over time. So we declared the testimonial page, the one with the testimonial at the top, a winner. And then we split tested headlines. So there's 2 headlines that we were testing against each other. And we let that run for 2 days, and the test was a clear winner. It was like 85% like probability that this one would beat out the other one. And the percentage, I think that one converted 2% higher than the control.
And Mia, the genesis of thinking about that, what headline to test with, instead of going with the 2 headlines that I'd created in the sales page starter kit, which everyone gets at microoffermagic.com. Just had to throw that in there. Is that we based it off of a meeting we had end of last week about what the winning headline was on the ads. So then there was congruency from the ad to then the sales page. And I know, so that's what's cool also to watch how all pieces fit together. And pretty soon we'll bring Sally on to talk about the organic things that she's doing to help grow our tribe on our page and our Facebook group. But I love that aspect of making sure if you don't have a team and you're sitting here all by yourself doing the funnel, that's okay. But just make sure you're looking at how all the pieces fit together in your customer journey. Yeah.
Yeah. A good way to test your headline. So if you want to test headlines quickly is to do it through ads. So like just seeing what is the cost per click based off of headline. So if nothing else changed but the headline, what is your cost per click? And that will sometimes tell you, well, a lot of times it'll tell you whatever the headline is that resonates with people most. And that's a good way to test headlines too. So we declared the variation a winner yesterday. And then Maria and I were just kind of sitting here brainstorming, like, what else could we test to make this better? Because it's good, but it's not great. It's not it's not what's going to make us a lot of money. So we thought pretty hard and we were like, what else could we do? And so Maria had the idea to we have a sneak peek video, which is pretty far down on the page, but it's powerful. And it gives people an idea of what's inside the course. So we moved that all the way up to the top underneath where the checkout cart and the power graphic are. So just underneath that one. So we were split testing that. I thought it would take a couple of days to get a clear winner, but when I popped in there this morning, the variation with the video on the page converts at 10.7% as opposed to the control, which doesn't have that sneak peek video, is converting at 4.5%. So that's huge. We might run that the test for the rest of the day, and then I'll probably declare the video one a winner in the morning just to give it a little bit more time. But it's running a 50-50 split. So 50% of the traffic is seeing the control and 50% of the traffic is seeing the variation. And based off of the numbers that we're seeing right now, it's a clear winner. So I don't know what next we're going to test. Because once we've finished out that split test, I'm not sure what else we'll test. I don't know, Maria, do you have a couple ideas?
Yeah, well, I always believe in like Kaizen form of testing, like just can you improve it always, one to the other. So what we did, I think originally was also just change one word in the headline. So maybe once we feel we have a darn good winning thing, because if something's converted at 10%, often it's just don't touch it.
Yeah, right.
Let it go, but some of the things we could do is just change like one word or even swap out a different testimonial, because we have a bunch of testimonials now on the page, and then you can just swap it out. So by the way, if you're listening and you don't have any testimonials for your new online offering you're about to do, then just share it with a few friends or family and genuinely ask, hey, what do you think? Just to get a quick testimonial from them. It doesn't necessarily have to say that they made a whole bunch of money with it or whatever, even if they just say that it's really good, detailed, step-by-step. Just some sort of social proof will help.
Yeah, that's a good way to get some testimonials. So in exchange for a testimonial, could you please go through my course? A lot of free groups that's what people do. They go into groups, and Sally maybe can talk about that a little more, but they go into free groups and say, hey, I'm launching this thing. Would you like free access to it in exchange for your honest review? And that's not considered solicitation because you're not asking for money.
That's true. So we, anything else on the testing and tweaking, or Ashley, you want to talk about, maybe give everyone an idea how much money is being spent per day, because we will start scaling up to 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 a day. But maybe Ashley, so in the contextual view of typically what we're spending, how many visitors we're sending, cold traffic, by the way, everyone, please note, it's a lot easier to convert your email traffic or warm traffic than cold. And that's why this is such a good show to share with you the secrets behind really launching your online course. Because if you can convert to cold traffic, you have literally a vending machine where you just, place your order and out comes what you want. So go ahead, Ashley.
Yeah, so a lot of it is looking at what the numbers tell you. I've been going through and doing actual live trainings every day of how I'm optimizing ads, how I'm going in and looking and reading the data, what headlines are performing. And as you guys were talking about before, it's a lot of communication with you guys and saying, hey, I'm seeing this headline working. Do we want to try it on the landing page? Or this one's not working. Do we have it listed anywhere else? Do we maybe need to tweak that somewhere? Within the ads themselves, what I'm doing is looking at what's actually driving the most traffic and then what's actually delivering a purchase. So while an ad might be driving a lot of the traffic to the landing page, if it's not driving a purchase, then it means that there's some disconnect there between the messaging in the ad and the sales page. I need to figure out where that is. If it is driving a lot of traffic and not a purchase, maybe it's something we need to fix, or maybe it's something we need to remove from the campaign itself. So now that we've had a few days of learnings, I've been able to go in and pull out top ads, make small changes on ads. Like I have 2 images that were the best for different reasons. So what I did was take one headline from one, put it on the other. I just swapped the headlines on them to see if we could drive more traffic that way, or if one was a clear, like maybe we have the power graphic on one with a headline and then like a desk with another headline. So what if I switch the pieces of it? Could I create what I was calling like my, what did I say, like Optimus Prime image or something? Like my little transformer ad to see if we can increase the engagement that way. So it's a huge testing phase, which is really fun because you get to play around with a lot of different pieces. Like yesterday we were in there and I was like, Mia, oh my gosh, I was just checking daily tracking. This one is definitely a winner. Let's like figure what that is. Let me pull that piece off and put it in an ad. So there's so many different elements to cover, looking at click-through rate, link click-through rate. Ads Manager itself is like its own language. So knowing the numbers and what they mean with an ad, if you can read the click-through rate, the link click-through rate, and the cost per click, you can pretty much determine which piece of your ad is working and which one isn't, which is really cool to understand. So then you can make the improvements necessary on your ads.
Very and cool. We do have a micro offer traffic system course that we're going to be launching here soon. So I saw a question somebody asked in a Facebook group that I'm in, is it cost effective to hire an agency to run ads to my micro offer funnel? And the biggest answer is in the beginning, no, because what is the total dollar amount we've spent so far, Ashley?
Oh, since last week, I would say probably close to 1,500, maybe an ad spend.
And I think we've probably grossed about 18 or 1,900. So we're just barely profitable right now without adding in our third step. So hiring an agency to run your ads in the very beginning is not necessarily cost effective.
The biggest answer.
Yep. That was me. I heard. So it's not necessarily cost effective in the beginning. And so we're trying to take that barrier to ads away. And we're sharing with you the strategies, the winning ads, how to create your ads for your micro offer funnel so that you can do it for yourself, save the money on the agency, really understand your ads. You can also pivot faster than an agency can. So within an agency, they have protocols and lots of clients that they're working on. And you might get a change to your ad or your ad campaign maybe 2 or 3 days later. Whereas if you are running these yourself, then you can pivot on a dime. So if you don't know how to run ads, or you don't know how to effectively and profitably run ads for your micro offer funnel, we have the solution for you, which is a micro offer traffic system. And that will be coming out, I think, at the end of this week, right?
Yes. Yep. Very, very soon. And the biggest benefit to that, which is what was my biggest aha moment with Facebook ads, was again reading the metrics, knowing what the numbers mean. Because it's easy to build ads and have them running, but then are they working? Do I know they're not working? Okay, why? So we've created quite a few resources to help you read through the different columns and read through what the numbers mean and what, say one number isn't working, what do you change and how do you change it? So that's been one of my biggest excited pieces to include in that product.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's huge. I've seen part of it. It gives everyone a realistic roadmap of what metrics to look for, because, if you don't have any goals, then you don't know what you're shooting for. And Ashley prepares that for you, but what to expect for like your click-through rate. And it's just brilliant what to do if you don't get it and stuff. So yeah, cool. So do you think we're ready to segue into like some organic stuff and social stuff?
About it.
Take it away.
Cool. And by the way, everyone who's listening on the I Am Possible radio show, we will definitely follow up with more episodes like this, because we feel now more than ever is the time to actually talk about real implementation and execution rather than just theory, which you're probably getting a lot of everywhere else. So I hope this is of value to you. Head on over to our I Am Possible Facebook page. You can find us at, and I'll let Sally leave you the link as we talk to her about some of the organic things that she's doing to help grow our tribe on our page and in our Facebook group. And by the way, it's a brand new Facebook page. So if all of you think we have like bajillions of likes on the page and that's how we're getting our sales, no. Because we're showing you how we're doing this from scratch as well. So take it away, Sally. How can they find our Facebook page and how are you growing our tribe on our page and our group to get more sales?
Thanks. The link to get to the page, the new page is called I Am Possible Marketing. So you go to facebook.com/I Am Possible Marketing. And the group is also a free group. It's going to be facebook.com/groups/I Am Possible Marketing. So that's how you're going to find both of those. So while the ads are running, behind the scenes, it's kind of like a trifecta. You want to be doing everything you can to leverage the investment you're making so that you can grow your tribe, because many times, most of the time, actually, the metrics are that people have to see things 7-10 times before they actually make a purchase. So in order to snare them into your community and build that know, like, and trust, while the ads are running, you have the opportunity to use some tools in Facebook that can invite them to your page and invite them to your group. You can link your pages and your groups. And one thing that a lot of people don't realize is that you can actually link your group to more than one page. And then you can invite the fans from both pages. So we have an older page that has fans for Maria. So I'm doing that, inviting those folks to come to the group, and then also the new page. So, and then with the new page, when the ads run, I get notifications every time someone interacts with the page that hasn't liked it yet. And I use the invite feature to bring them in to like the page. And it snowballs on itself. It's interesting how it works, because when you start doing that with one of our clients, I was doing that for about a little over a month, and we ended up getting their page growth to an additional 1,200 fans on the page.
Wow,
so
that's a lot.
This stuff really works in conjunction with the ads so well. It's like you don't have to do one or the other. You should be doing both. Just so you can take advantage of all of the growth you're getting from the ads. So the email list is being built, and we're building our group. And then as this snowballs, it just grows and grows and grows. And after a while, it starts to grow almost by itself,
Yeah, because you start to show up right in the recommended for you. So like as Facebook starts to learn about your people who like your page, they'll also recommend it for other people with similar interests. So Facebook is a beast. It's scary and awesome all at the same time. And it really starts to learn your behavior. So as you're doing this, and Sally, this is something you do manually, right? You go and invite people
Yes.
when you get the notification.
Yes.
So if you are like, I do not have time to go in and invite people and do this manually, we highly recommend that you find a VA for like a couple hours a week, or a couple hours a month, just to do this for you on a weekly basis, because this is huge. Organic is, I would almost argue, Sally, you probably agree with me, that organic is more important than your paid. So if you can nurture those people who maybe you paid for them to see an ad and they maybe liked your ad or interacted with your ad or something, but didn't go on to actually go and buy your thing. Sally is going and saying, hey, come like our page. And if they can come like our page, we can nurture them better there. And they're actually more likely to buy from us down the line because they're warmer.
Well, Maria can attest to this because we've been around for a long time, and we've got people, including myself, that have been buying Maria's courses for years. And they're some of them are now they're peeps in our group that we're our new group, and they're loving it, because they know, like, and trust her for so many years. Some of them just buy whatever it is. They don't even know what they bought.
That is
like, what did I get again? And the other day, remember that email that the gal said, I already bought this. What else you got?
Yeah. It was fun.
And by the way, when you guys were talking, I was watching the comments, and sorry, I accidentally clicked on something on my computer, and that's why there were two Mias. But there was someone I shared this to both of our groups. So
Awesome.
we're simultaneously and everywhere. And we already got somebody that said, would you like me to do a video testimonial for you guys?
Yay.
Yes, please.
I said, absolutely.
Love that.
But that's what happens. People fall in love with you when you show up and you nurture them, and you treat them like they're gold, and they know you're genuinely helping them, and you want their success just as much as they do, and sometimes even more.
Yeah. No, we love celebrating our successes and our more higher level, more holding people's hands to create your micro offer funnel. In that group, I liken it to like Wall Street's ringing the bell. Like whenever someone launches their first micro offer funnel, we ring the bell, and we want everyone to share their links. And if other people in the group want to buy it, great. And we're just happy for everyone. So having said that, I think it's time to wrap it up, right?
I think so.
Okay. So no, because I wanted to keep these calls really informative, so that I hope if you're watching or listening to this right now, stay tuned for next Tuesday. Every Tuesday at 12 noon Eastern, we will have a podcast episode. If you want us to cover something that is super intriguing to you, that we can crush it with talking about it and helping you, please comment below on this video. If you're watching the video, if you're on the podcast, then just go to our page and ask the question. Go ahead and ask, tell us what your stumbling or roadblock is, or what you'd like us to cover, and we'll definitely schedule a podcast episode around that. So
yeah, for sure.
Well, thank you, everyone.
Thank you. This was fun. We'll see you in a week.
See ya. Bye-bye.